Very bad food? Now this is what a Filipino Norwegian MasterChef and a judge on MasterChef in Norway is saying about Filipino food. He's born in the Philippines and then he still calls it very, very bad food on national television in Norway. Now, I want to have a look at this and I do want to react to this because Norway and Denmark is basically the same. Before, Denmark and Norway was one country, so the food there is very similar to Denmark. And I cannot believe that a Filipino actually goes on a Norwegian television and says the Philippines has got very bad food. And as you guys probably seen on Facebook, viral na viral talaga si Johnathan Romano. Na yun ha, may apology sa Facebook, kaso it does not seem to be very sincere to me. And you cannot just complain and then after that go out and say it was taken out of context, because very clearly in the video this was not taken out of context. So guys, let's have a look at what he actually said on the television in Norway. Una muna, we need to see the video clip of Johnathan Romano speaking with the other master chefs in Norway. No? They're having a little get-together dinner where they just casually talk, and this is where he says that Filipino food is very bad. Now let's have a look at the clip muna first. Filippinske mattradisjoner. Oh my god, that's where he said it. Det er veldig dårlig mat. It means to say it's very bad food. Now look at this other judge. Look at her face. It's like a disgusting expression like, oh my god, I can already imagine what kind of food is this. How can he even say this? I mean, this is weird. I know that this Johnathan was born in Manila. He might have moved to Norway at a very young age, but becoming a chef, and not only a chef, but a judge on TV programs, and then you're already biased against your own food. Grabe talaga. Johnathan, anong isip mo? I don't get this. Taga Denmark ako, diba? Siyempre naman, yun pagkain doon, it's different from the Philippines. No? It's different from Thailand, it's different from Hong Kong, no, it's different from Japan. But that does not mean I will go around and say about my own food, oh, it's very bad food. No, it's just different, diba? And why does he even think it's very bad food? I don't understand this. You should be, I mean, nobody doesn't like their own food. Wherever you're born, you will always forever love that food. Der er ikke noget madkunst i mine øjne. Means to say there's no food art in my eyes. Now, what does he mean by that? I mean, there's a lot of good food in the Philippines. So I think we should just watch another video after this with some of the best foods available in the Philippines. What do you guys think? I hope this lets on.
Det er mye fritert. Bra. Mye sånn ihjelstekt ting.
Okay.
Ja, litt sånn gryteretter, hvis du kan si det sånn.
Yeah, yeah.
Og de har ikke den der samme smakssammensetningen som for eksempel thaimat. Nei, Filippinene veldig sånn på den sure siden. Altså.
Okay, so what he's saying here is that there's a lot of deep fried food, a lot of fried food, and it's more on the sour side, the food. What does he mean by that? I don't really get that. Is he talking about like sinigang or something like that? Because I don't think the food here is really that sour, no? There's so many different flavors here. I mean, you got so much food and such a variety of food. So I don't understand what he's talking about. Yeah, do we have a lot of fried food? Yes, we do. We absolutely do have a lot of fried food. I mean, just go outside, you will see fried food everywhere. Tama yun eh. Kasi there's a lot of other food. If you don't want fried food, just look around for it, no? Diba? Dami naman pagkain dito eh. Especially sweets. No, so I don't understand the sour thing he's talking about here.
Men det er mange andre fine ting da, med Filippinene. Vi har jo de beste strendene i verden.
Okay.
Jeg liker å være på ferie der som turist.
Okay, so what he said is that there's so many other nice things in the Philippines, like it's the best place on earth, you know, and I am sure he's talking about the beaches here and the islands, and he said it's a great place to go as a tourist. Okay, I just don't get this. And I have to say it's extremely disappointing to see anybody who is in a position as him berating his own country's food. This is just totally unacceptable. I mean, doesn't he know what Filipino food is? Johnathan actually came out on Facebook with an apology, saying that it was taken out of context, which it was not. There was no taking out anything out of context. He's saying it very clearly, no? So you cannot say that. This is what people always do. They're saying it's taken out of context. Hindi naman totoo yun eh. Hindi naman taken out of context eh. Very clear na clear talaga. Okay? Tapos, he's saying it's because his mother didn't know how to cook. Okay, so because your mother didn't know how to cook, Filipino food is very bad? Ano ba yan eh? My mom was not maybe the greatest cook, but I don't go back and say Danish food is very bad food. We have a lot of good food, but we also have some food that I don't like. Doesn't mean it's bad, right? Oh, okay. So guys, why don't we have a look at some Filipino food so we can see what kind of food he might have been talking about, because I simply just don't get it. Alright, so let's have a look at the top 10 Filipino foods and see what they are.
First, we have adobo.
Yes. See, it's not fried.
Can't go wrong with adobo.
Oh, na eh.
As this is
Masarap
probably
talaga.
the most popular dish in the Philippines.
I think so.
Some even consider this as the Philippines' national
I
dish.
love adobo.
Which is, of course, still unofficial.
Masarap talaga adobo, diba? And you can cook it in so many different ways and different styles, no? Depende sa province mo, depende sa taste mo, diba? So what is this Johnathan talking about? This is not fried.
It usually consists of pork or chicken,
Yeah.
or sometimes both. Stewed or braised in a sauce usually made from vinegar, cooking oil, garlic, bay leaf, peppercorns, and soy sauce.
Okay.
There are also other variants of adobo, like seafood and squid adobo,
Yes.
which I will share to you on the upcoming cooking videos, sinigang.
Sinigang. Ayun, that's the sour one.
This is probably the second most popular dish,
Yeah.
or arguably the most popular dish in the Philippines.
Yes.
Sinigang is most often associated with tamarind in modern
Right.
times, but it originally referred to any meat or seafood cooked in a sour or acidic broth, similar
Okay.
to but differentiated from paksiw.
Yes.
Sinigang typically use pork,
Right.
beef, fish, shrimp,
Yeah.
and sometimes also chicken.
Yeah. So guys, you can see here the sinigang. Just look at adobo kanina, no? You can put different kind of meats in. With the sinigang, you can also make it different. You can make it with meat. You can make it with shrimp. May sinigang ng hipon, diba? May beef sinigang. May pork sinigang. There's so many different varieties. Okay, this particular dish is the sour one. So maybe that's the one he doesn't like. Well, anyhow, what I'm just saying is there's so many variations, no, in Filipino food.
Up next
Oh,
is caldereta.
caldereta.
This one is what I
Ayun,
consider the
masarap
Philippine
talaga.
stew. Variations
Yes.
of this dish use beef,
Oh.
chicken, or pork.
Oh, diba? Again, man, variations sa food, diba? So it's not actually just one dish, kasi usually sa Europe, especially in Norway and Denmark, where our food is what we call farmers' food. Kasi our countries are based on farming, no? Agriculture. So it's usually very heavy. We have potatoes, we have a lot of meat, no? So it's very different here, because basically any kind of dish you can make it in so many different ways, like the caldereta, no? You can make it with beef, you can make it with pork, baboy, diba? So what is this Johnathan talking about?
Next is tinola.
Tinola.
Tinola is a Filipino chicken
Masarap
soup,
din, no?
usually served as an appetizer or main entree.
Okay.
Traditionally, this dish is cooked with chicken,
Yes.
wedges of green papaya, chili pepper in a broth flavored with ginger, onions, and fish sauce.
Nice. Uy.
Some also use sayote or yellow
Parang
papaya
gutom na ako.
instead of green papaya for the dish.
Oh, sisig.
Then we have
Yay.
sisig. Sisig is a kapampangan dish
Oh,
made
really?
from parts of pig head and chicken liver, usually seasoned with calamansi,
Right.
onions, and chili peppers.
Yes. Tastes so good.
Lucia Cunanan of Angeles City, also known as Aling Lucing, has been credited with reinventing sisig by grilling the pig's ears and using the cheeks as well.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that.
Next is lechon.
Lechon. My
Lechon
favorite.
is a slow-roasted pig usually served during fiestas and other
Yes.
celebrations. It is usually
Sarap.
served with a sauce called sarsa,
Yes.
which I call the Philippine gravy.
Yeah.
It is made of liver, breadcrumbs, vinegar, sugar, and spices.
O yun, lumpia.
Then we have lumpia.
Ang sarap din, di ba? Oh.
Consider this as the Philippine egg roll. Filling is usually composed of ground pork with minced onions
Right.
and carrots,
Yes.
seasoned with salt and pepper and other spices.
So guys, I don't understand this Johnathan. What is he talking about? Look at the variety of food. And we just barely scratched the surface, diba? There's so much food here. And I think it's very irresponsible for a judge on a TV show to come out and be so biased. Now, for me, he should no longer be a judge on a TV program like that. Now, I know he's got a lot of bashers online right now, especially on Facebook, but guys, there's no need to ban him from the Philippines, stuff like this. I mean, it's still his home country. Everybody has the right to his own opinion about how they like food. Kaso, you should be a bit more sensitive on how you deliver it, You should think about what you're saying, no? Ayun, that's a problem. So you guys need to leave me a comment below and tell me what do you think about the way Johnathan actually talked about Filipino food on a TV program in Norway, because I didn't like the way he did it.
Kare-kare.
Kare. Hey.
Kare-kare is
Oh my
a Philippine
gosh.
stew complemented with a thick, savory peanut sauce.
Right.
It is made
Oh,
from a
masarap.
variation base of stewed oxtail, vegetables which include eggplant, Chinese cabbage, and
Okay.
other greens are added,
Oh, see?
usually equaling or exceeding the amount of meat in the dish.
Well, actually, that's not too much fried food, no? As you guys can see so far, no? I mean, yeah, if you want fried chicken, that's available anywhere. Whether you go to Jollibee or McDonald's, whatever. Because most of the food here is really, really good, no? I say, there are varieties, there are vegetables in it, there are flavors, there are tastes that are unique to the Philippines. He hasn't even mentioned paella yet, no? It's another great dish. Okay, although it's Spanish inspired, but doesn't matter, it's still a Filipino dish, right?
Bulalo. Bulalo is a light-colored soup that is made by cooking beef shanks and bone marrow
Right.
until the collagen and fat has melted into the clear broth.
Wow.
It typically
Masarap.
includes cabbage, corn, scallions, onions, garlic, ginger, and fish sauce.
Yeah. That's another good dish,
It
right?
is commonly eaten with rice and is served with soy sauce and calamansi on
Yeah.
the side.
I love calamansi, no?
And
Oh.
finally, we have tokwat baboy,
Baboy.
which actually means tofu and pork. It consists of pork ears, pork belly, and deep-fried tofu.
Okay.
It is served in a mixture of soy sauce,
Got some deep
pork
fried here.
broth, vinegar, chopped white onions, scallions, and red chili peppers. It is usually served as an appetizer
Yeah.
or as a meal served with rice,
Put it in,
or
put it
as
in.
a side dish to rice porridge.
Right. Johnathan somehow got it completely wrong. Maybe he's been living with his mother who couldn't cook and just made him fried food every day, or went to Jollibee every day. Who knows? But definitely, there's no way a respectful judge can talk like that on a TV show. Imposible na talaga. And then, so guys, why don't you tell me below in the comments, what do you think about Johnathan? Do you think he really still deserves to be a judge? And why would he say that about his own food? I don't get this. I mean, wherever you're born and grown up, you will always have a preference for that kind of food, diba? I think maybe it's getting a bit out of hand, the bashing online of Johnathan, but definitely he deserves a scolding. He put it upon himself, but does not mean that we have to go overboard and bash him too much. Alright, so guys, see you next time, because gutom na ako eh. I gotta go and eat some Filipino food. What is your favorite food here in the Philippines? Because I don't think we have very, very bad food. We just have food which is cooked in a different way. But that's the same in every country you go to. Food is cooked in their special way. You go to Vietnam, it's cooked in a different way. You go to Thailand, it's cooked a different way. But you cannot just come out and say, it's very bad food. Okay guys, so why don't you leave me a comment below and tell me what is your favorite Filipino food and what is your favorite food from outside of the Philippines? I mean, is it Vietnamese, is it Thai, is it Danish food, is it Norwegian food? What is your favorite food from around the world? So I'm gonna have some pancit canton now, and while I do that, why don't you guys take a minute and subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget, click that bell button so you'll be notified about new amazing videos from Kuya Andres. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and of course the bell button so you'll be notified when we have new videos for you.